Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. As we head into the month of July and with training camp only a few weeks away, it's time to give out my first edition of my playoff predictions for the upcoming 2014 season. Obviously these are very early in the summer. We will have more of these towards the end of the summer, but right now with a little bit of a lull in the offseason, it's time to start speculating just a little bit more as to who we think is going to make the playoffs in the AFC. And we'll start it off with, of course, I think the almost undisputed champion of the AFC this year, as they were last year. The Denver Broncos come in as a rich team getting richer this offseason, adding a ton of depth. Emmanuel Sanders replaces Eric Decker, and they added three new starters on defense. DeMarcus Ware, TJ Ward, and Aqib Talib all are going to be huge for this team coming into the AFC this season. And in a weaker conference, I think the Broncos can easily take the #1 overall seed in this one. However, if they're not #1, they're definitely going to be at the lowest #2, because the New England Patriots are another team that's looking extremely dangerous this season, and we could yet again see a matchup between these two in the AFC title game. The New England Patriots added a ton of depth on defense. I think their defense is going to be wildly underrated so far this offseason, maybe even heading to the end of the season. And if Tom Brady can continue to be a solid quarterback, he doesn't even have to be the great Tom of old. As long as he can bring up only that when he needs it and be solid on offense with the amount of weapons they should have with Gronkowski coming back healthy, I think the New England Patriots are easily going to be that second seed and get a bye in the AFC. Now, the third seed I think might surprise a few people, but not that many. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are due for a big bounce back year in the AFC North. I think they can absolutely win that conference this year. I do think the Bengals are in for a regression after losing both their offensive and defensive coordinators to other head coaching positions, and I think Jay Gruden was one of the older reasons why Andy Dalton was a successful quarterback. I am not sold on their offense here going forward so far, but they could still be good. But either way, I think Pittsburgh, on the other hand, is going to be a much better squad this year. I think they're in for a 10-win season, and as long as Marcus Wheaton can hold up that second wide receiver spot across the aisle there from their other guy there, Antonio Brown, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to once again be a threat potentially to those upper two seeds, the Broncos and the Patriots. At fourth seed, I have the Indianapolis Colts, winners of the AFC South. Not going to be much of a race, I think, in that division. Some people think the Texans could potentially threaten the Colts, but right now I think the Colts still just a little bit better, not much better than last year, but a little bit better. It could have potential to be a lot better though if things go their way with the Hakeem Nicks signing. If Trent Richardson comes around and starts looking like the Trent Richardson of his rookie year, and as long as their defense is at least solid this year, which I mean they could be, I think the Indianapolis Colts are probably going to end up being that fourth seed though, possibly the third though. It could be a battle between them and the winner of the AFC North. But my first wild card team, and I think both of my wildcard teams might surprise some people. The first one's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I think Baltimore is going to be much improved this season as well. As long as Ray Rice and their offensive line issues are solved, I think they can potentially come back and be a bounce-back season after a disappointing 2013. And the sixth seed for the AFC is the New York Jets. Now, obviously their offense is going to be tempered a little bit. Not quite sure what they're going to do other than run the football a ton. However, their defense is one of the more exciting units in the entire AFC. Their front seven is absolutely ferocious. They obviously beat New England last year at home and have the potential to do that again. I think the Jets could go 8-8 easily again, possibly even 9-7. I know that's a little bit of a stretch, but that might be enough depending on tiebreakers, to grab that 6th overall seed in the AFC playoff picture, and in order to face whoever is in that #3 seed. Now, I think this is a long shot, but Geno Smith coming into his second year probably will have some growth and progression that'll work well for him. I think Mike Vick mentoring him is going to also work out quite well for this young man. So in the end, I think New York easily could go 8-8, 9-7, capture that playoff spot. But that'll do it for the AFC. Make sure you check out my NFC playoff predictions as well, and make sure you stay tuned for more of our NFL offseason coverage here at SBR Forum. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.